Uh, Hello everyone. Abbas, I just uh, allowed you to record the session. Kindly record the session as an backup arrangement. Last time the first meeting was recorded, but we couldn't retrieve the second meeting's recording because of some technical issue at my end. So it will be better if we could have two people recording the session. I have allowed you to record the session. Uh, Start the recording and then let me know if there is some issue. Pass kindly comment or unmute yourself. And Faika, I'm also allowing you to record as well. So that we have couple of backup remains. Welcome, Sarah.
Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum. How are you?
Good, good. How are you?
I'm fine as well. So we could wait for like couple of minutes more, and then we could start off with our presentation so that the participant could join in. Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
thank you. So could you please see the slide share that I have shared on screen?
G, I can. That's visible too.
Yeah. Ehsan, I think I am audible. Meanwhile, if you could please comment that me and Sarah, Miss Sarah, is audible or not clearly. Okay, fine. Ehsan, you could join again, like and leave the meeting and then again join. I think that could fix your issue. I would request the participants, other than the speakers, to kindly mute themselves. Uh, I think we should start now. What do you suggest, Sarah?
It's entirely up to you. If you say we can start, if you want to
I
wait
think
for another 5-ish minutes, so koi
I think
masla
we
nahi.
start with our intro, and we could
ठीक,
introduce ourselves, and some of the participants could be joining later.
ठीक,
So,
makes sense.
all right, thank you. Welcome everyone. This session is an extension to the session that we conducted previous, I guess, Friday. That was more about generically speaking about Fulbright application process. What is Fulbright scholarship program? What does it offer? What sort of degree programs are offered? What is the application process? What is the application timeline? What are the basic components of Fulbright application? And what are the some of the do's and don'ts about the Fulbright application? And lastly, what are the perks of the Fulbright? We couldn't discuss the Fulbright application main component, that was personal statement or study objective essays, in detail because we were running out of time. So I requested Ms. Sarah to join me in today's session to share her thoughts about what is the perfect way to craft or write these very important essays that basically are make or break in your Fulbright application. So moving on, some of you might know about me because I conducted the session a previous week as well. My name is Naveed Anwar, and I am Fulbright grantee for PhD Fall 2020. I'll be studying at UC Davis to pursue PhD in atmospheric sciences under a fully funded program, PhD program financed by Fulbright. And I'll request now Miss Sarah to introduce herself and to share her sort of strategies upon how to write the personal statement of personal study objective. Over to you, Miss Sarah. Thank you.
Thank you, Naveed. Hi, everyone. My name is Sarah Anwar, and I'm a 2018 LUMS graduate. I completed my bachelor's in ACF, and then I moved on to a HR role in a software house right after my graduation, or after a year, I was promoted to the position of a team lead. So currently I'm serving in that capacity. I am also helping Tintash, which is my workplace, in evangelizing this new product that they've launched. Professionally, तो मेरा थोड़ा सा ये intro है. उसके अलावा, as far as other things and my interests are concerned, I am really into initiatives that talk about education for the underprivileged. So I've been volunteering with a lot of organizations like TCF, Bulandi, Beyond the Classroom, and Lumen Social Responsibility Program. I am a master's candidate for the Fulbright Program 2020, and I'll inshallah be attending Ohio State University this fall. So that's my intro, and let's move on to the content, I believe.
Yes, thank you so much. So I just insert some animations. If you want me to show it, or if you want to have it,
I think it's fine if you load the entire slide. Yeah.
All right.
So जैसे कि Naveed Saab has already mentioned that we are going to be focusing this session on personal statements and study objectives, and they are probably the most vital, I'd say, component of your application. जो कि एक Fulbright reviewer के पास जा रही होती है. And the reason being that that's one component that's going to set you apart from everybody else when the reviewers are looking at your application. So we'll start with the question, okay, what exactly is the difference between a personal statement and a study objective? And एक ये animation जो हमने insert की हुई है, that basically sums up okay, what the actual difference is. So personal statement talks about your past story that's relevant to what you're planning to do, and your present conditions in terms of what you're doing abhi to get to that future aspiration. So because this defines whatever you've done up till today, it turns into a stepping stone for your future aspirations जो कि आपके study objectives में जा रही होती है. So if I were to sum it up, आपके personal statement में तीन चीजें होती हैं. एक, your past relevant story in terms of your field. Your present work that you're undertaking could be your studies, could be your work experience, could be internships, could be anything. And a summary of all of the above, basically. So that summary translates into क्या आप लोग अपने study objectives में क्या लिखते होंगे. And when we're talking about study objectives is basically एक तो आपके long-term goals क्या हैं. So for example, what is it that you're trying to solve? What's the main problem? For some people, it could be fixing the healthcare system in Pakistan. For some of them, it could be serving the education industry. For others, it could be, for example, for me, I just wanted to kind of revamp the HR curriculum in Pakistan. So it could be different for everybody. So जो आपका long term goal है, you start with that, and then you talk about short term जो steps हैं that you're going to take in order to achieve that end result. Next slide, please, Naveed.
Yes, sure.
अच्छा, so if we move on to के personal statement की अगर हम details में थोड़ा सा delve करें, so a personal statement is basically your story. And मैंने यहाँ पे your story caps में इसलिए लिखा हुआ है because I feel that a lot of times we as applicants tend to read up on the internet about different personal statements that successful applicants have written. We talk to seniors to see okay, what did they write that made them successful, but we never really look at the fact that whatever their story might be is very different from our story. And trust me when I say this, each one of you has a unique story to tell, not just to the Fulbright, committee, but also to the world in general. And that story is something that should be coming from you, and not shouldn't be a result of conversations you've had with other people or internet research. So I'll also talk about the fact that certain people, for example, in their personal statements usually tend to focus on hardships that they've faced in their life, and how they weren't exposed to the kind of facilities and privileges that other people have focused. And a lot of people would say that things like these or stories like these tend to be successful. So I personally believe that that's a myth. For some people that might work because that's their true story, but if I personally talk about myself, so I didn't write any of that, and I kind of wrote the exact opposite for my personal statement. I really talked about the fact that alhamdulillah, I have been privileged enough to have so many facilities and the kind of education that a lot of people would dream of. And if I talk about each one of you, I would say that we are privileged, and we tend to not look at the glass as half full. We usually just look at what we did not have instead of what we had, and how having that made us unique in our own sense. So personal statement का जो एक bigger picture question है, which we are bound to answer, is what makes us unique enough to deserve this award in the first place. And like I said, that's your story. That's going to be different from your peers and your seniors and whatever you read up on the internet. And it could talk about anything that makes you unique. It could talk about your past achievements, what you're doing presently, initiatives that you've taken. Some people have their own startups. They can talk about that. Some people have taken up internships and TA-ships. They can talk about that. So anything that makes you unique enough for the cohort is basically what makes you deserve this award. And if I were to break down this question, so like a typical essay, आपकी personal statement में भी तीन चीजें ही आ रही होती हैं, एक intro, main body text, or conclusion. So the intro could either be a summary of your personal statement, or it could be engrossing enough for the reader to actually read your entire personal statement. वो जो कहते हैं कि a lot of people usually say कि आपका intro जो है, अगर that makes a mark on the reader, तब ही they'll end up reading your entire personal statement. And I really believe into that. So I'm not sure if I should be saying this, but like, make sure your intro is dramatic enough for the reader to be interested in what you're writing. And just summary, you can always include that in your conclusion, I think. The main body text, that's something that I think Naveed Saab will be telling you details about, because वो USCFP के बड़ी एक particular किस्म की guideline होती है on things they'd want you to talk about in your personal statement, and that's what's covered in the main body text. So talking about the conclusion, अगर आप इसको summarize कर रहे हो अपने personal statement को conclusion में, so that's good enough. Just make sure that your conclusion defines your entrance into your study objectives. So in your conclusion, you talk about एक one-liner summary में आप बता रहे हैं कि what you've done so far, what you're doing right now, and what you plan to do. अब वो जो what you plan to do वाला question है ना, that gives you like a stepping stone, जैसे हमने कहा था, into your study objectives, and that's how you kind of enter your study objectives wala phase. Having said all of that, it's very, very important that when you're writing your personal statement, तो जो आपका final draft हो, उसकी paragraphing सही हुई भी हो. So when I say कि write paragraphing, what I mean to say is कि the paragraphs are coherent. So each paragraph is connected to the previous paragraph. The transitions are smooth. And secondly, when somebody is reading that personal statement, to एक narrative statement लग रही हो, so they shouldn't be irrelevant to each other or not making sense, but like rather एक puzzle आप समझें, आप solve करें, and each layer is being solved in each paragraph. Naveed, if we can move on to the next slide,
Yes, sure,
which
sir.
talks about the study objectives. Alright, so as far as the study objectives are concerned, उसकी flow जैसे मैंने कहा था कि personal statement से because आप आ रहे हैं, so the first paragraph that you add to your study objectives would be a summary of your entire study objectives का जो essay है. So I would recommend कि it's nicer or easier to write this towards the end of your essay. And बाकी सब आप पहले लिख लें, and then towards the end you just summarize that and add it as a first paragraph. तो जो बाकी सारा essay है, that's going to be catering to or addressing three main questions. Okay, A, what are you planning to do? अब the what वाला जो part है ना, that's also divided into two categories. एक तो ये कि आपका long term aim, या for some people they say कि मेरा lifelong passion क्या है. So like I said in the initial slide, it could either be to fix the healthcare system in the Pakistan, or to impart quality education, or something of that sort. अगर हम education वाली example लेके चलें, so for example somebody states that they really want to fix the education system in Pakistan. So that defines the what, but that defines the what probably like 20 years down the lane, right? Because abhi what age or capacity that we are in, we aren't really empowered enough to change a dramatic change hum nahi la sakte. However, one step at a time hum zarur le sakte hain. So while that 30 years down the lane wala cheez is answered, the second part of this question is how are you going to achieve, what are the short-term goals or bricks or steps that you need to take to reach that end goal. Using the education valley example, for some people, one of those steps could be research assistantships, either in their undergraduate degrees or right after graduation. For some of them, it could be taking up a master's degree or uske saath hi a research fellowship or a teaching fellowship at a university. And so like these are particular steps that are defined, और उसके बाद essentially अगर आपने you want to take the path of a professorship in a university, so usually you need a PhD to do that. So that also is a step in that ladder that you've defined. And having said that, जो next question फिर इससे आप answer कर रहे होते हैं वो होता है कि why do you want to do it? Like certain people have certain motives. So why am I passionate about education? It could either be the fact that you or somebody wasn't exposed to quality education, and you see them and you feel that had they been exposed to the right kind of education, we would be living in a better world. It could talk about the fact that you see education as imperative to fix a lot of other translationary problems in the world. So for example, poverty, hunger, peace, ये सारी चीजें you feel कि education से solve हो सकती हैं, so that's why you place so much importance on it. Third could be कि आप personally you feel connected to this particular initiative, I'd say. So जैसे कि मैंने start में अपनी बात की थी कि I'm really all for education initiatives, but even though I didn't pursue it in a professional capacity, so I do make sure कि मैं volunteer experiences usually gain करूँ in the education sector, because that's something that's really close to my heart. So I really just love being in the classroom and talking to kids. So that's something I'm pursuing on side where not related to my professional life in general. And the third question is कि how are you going to do it? अब जो how वाला part है ना, उसमें comes the important bit कि if you're aiming to do a PhD, so how is that PhD relevant to your long-term goal? Why do you really want to go to the US to attain that kind of education? Why is that not something that's available in Pakistan? You can talk about the fact that US has better resources in terms of जो उनका curriculum होता है, उनके educational institutes होते हैं. You talk about how some of their professors, some Americans in general are working towards the initiative that you're talking about or are interested in. That will help you define the how part. इसी के साथ ही you talk about the fact कि how Fulbright is going to help you. It's kind of that missing puzzle piece in your story. So you talk about that Fulbright gives you the right kind of network in Pakistan and in the US. You can also talk about the fact that it'll help you attain A, जो वहाँ से आप learning लेके आ रहे हैं, B, cultural exchange भी हो रहा है, so things like that, right? So how that's one thing that's missing from what you want to do, and you believe that putting in that piece kind of completes the puzzle of your future aspiration, I would say. और conclusion भी फिर आप इसी sense में लेके आ रहे होते हैं in terms of कि how Fulbright is going to help you do it. And secondly, you also talk about how right after coming back to Pakistan, you would be applying whatever you've learned in whatever capacity that you're planning to work in. Either अगर आप education sector में you're planning to work as an academic, so वो एक application की example हो सकती है. For some people who are working in the healthcare sector, so they might be mass producing, I mean, COVID masks. अभी मैं recently एक example देख रही थी एक Fulbright alumni की who did something similar, right? So there are various opportunities and various options, but you really need to define what's one option जो you that really catches your eye and that you are planning to do, and that should be your conclusion in terms of your study objectives. I've also added recommended additions to your study objectives. इसमें I'd just like to mention कि a lot of us have universities in mind जब हम shortlist कर रहे होते हैं Fulbright के लिए, in terms of and when you're shortlisting those universities, so you look at courses and professors and the research facilities that those certain universities have. Even though आप universities के नाम study objectives में mention नहीं कर सकते, but it's always nice to talk about broader themes that those universities offer. So for example, if somebody is interested in data science or analytics, and your particular university जिसमें आप जाना चाह रहे हैं offers a lot of nice courses around that, so you can talk about the fact कि Pakistan में data science or data analytics की जो field है, that's comparatively rare. So however, the US curriculum really does a deep dive into all of this. So that's something that you're really excited, that's the kind of coursework that you're really excited to take up. And then that coursework, that broader theme जिसकी आप बात कर रहे हैं, could be analytics, could be other kind of research. Make sure you tie that in with your future aspirations. That's pretty much it as far as the study objectives are concerned. Next slide, please, Nami.
Miss Sarah, someone mistakenly started the meeting before its time, way before its time. So we are just running out of time for this meeting. So we are only left with 2.5 minutes. So
Right.
Once this meeting concludes, then I'll request you and participants to join us on the second meeting's link.
Yeah, absolutely. No worries.
Thank you.
Asha, I'll just quickly, go over the writing process because I see we have 2 minutes left. So I'll try to wrap up this slide in these 2 minutes. So the question is, जब you're sitting down to write, there might be a lot of, haphazard thoughts in your mind. So where do we start and how do we go through that process? So this is a guide जो कि I share with a lot of people in terms of writing in general, and I feel it's very relevant to Fulbright applicants as well. कि whenever you're writing, start with a blank slate. For some people, it could be just writing on a paper or a Google Doc. For me, मैंने Google Docs में ही किया था. So what I did was I opened up a Google Doc and I started throwing very random ideas into it. So anything and everything that you feel is A, relevant to your application, and B, is interesting about you. So both of those things I started throwing in that document, and I didn't really worry about the fact that उस वक्त के कोई flow बन रही है, या is this making a story, does this make sense or not. I only added things that I felt I would want people to know about me. By people, I mean, the Fulbright committee. So ये थोड़ा एक brainstorming वाला आपकी काफी एक अच्छी exercise हो जाती है. And once you have lots and lots of ideas, what you do is that you shortlist most relevant ones that are, वो एक तो narrative statement जो आपकी बना सकें, B जो आपके interests वगैरह के साथ tie in हो सके. And when you shortlist those ideas, you can just make bullet points. Okay, A, I'll talk about my experience with a TA-ship. B, I'll talk about my experience with a certain professor. C, I'll talk about my struggle with a certain course that I took in university. And so, 4-5 bullets आप define कर लेते हैं that you'll talk about. And उन bullets पे फिर जो है ना, you start adding details. And once you start adding details, because bullets या themes या आप उन्हें heading